Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation, Professor Hyatt. I was very happy to participate in this special event about violence and gender. My presentation in this opportunity is violence and gender, the awakening of silences. Gender violence is a serious and widespread problem that affects people of all genders, although the women are the main victim. This form of violence manifests itself in various ways, such as physical, sexual, psychological, and economic violence. It is important to address the underlying cause of gender-based violence, such as power inequalities, harmful social norms, and gender discrimination. Awareness and education are key to combating gender violence. It is essential to encourage gender equality from a young age, promote healthy relationships, and ensure that the resources and support are available for those who have been affected. Furthermore, effective legislation and policies are crucial to prevent and addressing gender-based violence. Gender violence constitutes a serious violation of human rights. At the same time, it puts the lives of the victim at risk and has health and protection implications. When people are forced to leave their homes, they are even more at the risk of physical, sexual, and psychological violence, such as rape, sexual abuse, human trafficking, and forced prostitution. While everyone, women, girls, men, and boys can be victims of sexual and gender-based violence, the risk is even greater for women and girls. In fact, it is estimated that one in 3 women will experience physical or sexual violence in her lifetime. The type of gender violence. Gender violence can be sexual, physical, psychological, and economic. Furthermore, it can occur both in public space and the private sphere. Threat, coercion, manipulation, intimate partner violence, sexual violence, child marriage, female genital mutilation, and so-called honor crimes are also forms of gender violence. The consequences of gender violence are devastating, and the repercussions for those who manage to survive can be permanent. In fact, gender violence can lead to the death of a person. In Argentina, the comprehensive protection law to prevent, punish, and eradicate violence against women in the areas in which they develop their interpersonal relationship is Law 26,480, who was promoted on April 1st, 2009. The law contemplates the creation of the Observatory of the Violence Against Women within the scope of the National Council of Women and established set measures in favor of female victims, such as free assistance in health centers, financial aid, legal and labor assistance, or the provision of accommodation when it's necessary. In addition, others of a different nature are included, such as training for special security agents or educational measures. On February 21, 2011, the National Recording Commission of Action for the Preparation for Sanction for Gender Violence was created by a resolution of the Ministry of Justice with the objective of implementing, together with national, provincial, and municipal organizations and social organizations, to the task linked to the development of sanctions for gender violence established by the law. According to the 2020 report of the National Registry of Femicides, show the reality is sad and the data is impressive. For a long time, the statistics available on femicides in Argentina were those of the Maricel Zambrano Femicide Observatory, which since 2018 has been run by the civil association La Casa del Encuentro, which records this case based on information published in nationally distributed newspaper and the provincial and new agency. The year's number of femicides recorded is there the data of a terrible situation. This is the data. Addressing the problem of gender violence requires a comprehensive approach that encompasses educational, legislative, social, and cultural aspects. Here are some steps that can help advance the fight against gender-based violence. First, educational awareness. Implement educational programs that promote gender equality and raise awareness about problems related to gender violence. Promote sexual education that includes mutual respect and the importance of consent. Legislation and policy establish and reinforce laws against gender violence. Ensure that there are effective consequences for perpetrators, resource and support mechanisms for victims. Implement policies that promote equal opportunity and eliminate gender discrimination. Victim support. Create and strengthen support service for victims of gender violence, including safe shelter, counseling, and legal resources. Raise awareness of the resources available so that victims feel safe in seeking help. Cultural change is important. The cultural change promote positive gender representation in media and popular culture, challenging cultural norms that perpetuate gender stereotypes and encourage violence, community involvement. Other thing is promote the active participation of the community in the prevention and addressing of gender violence. Establish alliances with local organizations and community leaders to drive change. Training for professionals. Provide appropriate training to professionals such as medical personnel, educators, and law enforcement officers to identify and address cases of gender-based violence. Research and data collection. Conduct research to better understand gender-based violence and use data to inform more effective policies and programs. Promoting economic equality. Work to reduce gender economic disparities and empower women economically. Each of these steps contributes to a holistic and multi-phase approach to addressing gender-based violence. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you.